So for the guys who are asking for another panoramic view of my garden, I'm sharing it, but I'm also trying to keep the content for myself for the winter. And this year, I didn't spend too much. Usually, every year, I spend between $500 to $1,000 on plants. But this year, last year, I made sure I put in some plants that were going to come back, and not much on annuals. Anyway, check out my flamingo birds just nestling in the rose bush. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Just giving a little taste to my different subscribers. I'm really here to talk about Chris Brown concert that's in Jamaica. Listen, you see, when it comes to Jamaica, the only people who don't realize the value of Jamaica are Jamaicans. Everybody else see it. Everybody realize wherever they come from, regardless of their race or their class or whatever, they see the value of Jamaica. And any kind of instability that you see is deliberately established to get rid of Jamaicans. Yeah, because there seemed to be a mass exodus. Better for the people who want to come and take it, who want to come and enjoy it. So apparently, tickets are being sold in Jamaica for 1 point something million. Listen, I watched a prank video from King and Shay, and I really had a good laugh, especially when I think Shay was telling King that she was spending this money on him, and he said, "No, you're not spending that money on me. You're spending you're spending it on Chris Brown." That is exactly what it is. Now, I have no problem with people making their money, or a musician or artists or people who have their money to spend whichever way they want to spend it. I'm just saying that we have to get our priorities straight. Some of us spend money on things that, is beautiful and it makes you feel good or whatever. But I hope our people would then start having a different mindset to say, you know what, I like all these things, but I can postpone them. I want some of those things too, but I'm not going to spend my money on these things that can't grow equity. It doesn't make any sense. And I wish I had people who were sensible, if I can put it that way, or to put it mildly. People who could tell you how to invest your money. People who could remind you the importance of saving and the importance of taking care of you. So, one of the things is, our people always want to try to impress other folks with certain material things. And even when you're owning like homes and cars, and you're still really tied to the system. You're still poor until that is paid off, and you're owning land and houses. You own it. You're still very much into the matrix. But you can stay there, as they would say. You can stay and on crooked and cut straight, and change your circumstances. But the reason why I like that prank, even though he was cussing so much in the video, I like the fact that he said, "This is for my children," because a lot of us do not think that way. It's not a nice thing to struggle in this life. And we really, as parents, shouldn't want our kids to come up the same way. Even if you don't have that money to give to them, or that thing that you've worked hard to pass down to them, at least give them the skills, encourage them. So you'll never see, I have never seen any of my kids go out and purchase any designer label or brand. Never. Even though they're independent and they can get their own now. I've never seen them do that. And I know it's because I always say, not just cheap, because you can buy quality stuff that's going to last. Because again, there are extremes. The cheap stuff I kind of move away from now because they're often not of value. So you go and buy a item of clothing and that's on sale and it's only good for 1 or 2 wears. You know, you're better off investing in something more, you know, durable. But to go out and because somebody's name, some person who more than likely don't even like black people, name is attached to some product, I'm going to break the bank and purchase something that has no value. No, I'm not going to do that. So to go back to the Chris Brown concert, I mean, Chris Brown and his team realized that Jamaica is one of those markets where, you know, they can capitalize on, and why would you blame them? And if you're able to get fools to spend their hard-earned money, and truthfully, some of these money are not hard-earned. That's why people can dash it out like that and throw it away. Some of these money are scammer money. Some of these monies that they used to spend, some of the ones who are in the higher echelon, they're thieves. So they can afford to dash away money like that. But the average person cannot. Now I hear people saying that average persons, regular citizens, are going to be buying these tickets in September. They won't be able to send their kids to school. Now, if that's really happening, these ones should be arrested, to be honest with you. But I have no problem against Chris Brown. But no artist on this planet is going to get me to spend those quality money when that money could be invested, you know, in helping me grow my own empire. We have to really rethink these things. But our people, you know, love to be seen, love to be heard. And so they'll do these things. If it's working for them, it's working for them. Who am I to say different? Adia, this is for you. I know you love your gardening as well. And again, to each his own. Different strokes for different folks. Perhaps somebody wouldn't spend $1,000 buying plants. So hey, all right. But I like that prank. Go over and watch King and Shay. Her pranking King about the Chris Brown tickets. If you're gonna do a prank, I like that type of prank where you're saying you have money to spend. Yes. Bless up yourself, everybody. I won't drag this one out. Yeah. For the folks who say, I want another video of the garden. This is it. And this year I held back for personal reasons. I didn't go so hard this year. Check out. This is the same version. This one in the ground. And this is such a beautiful plant, people. It starts out with white buds. Then it gets green. Then you start seeing the color changing on the pink right there. Oh, it's so lovely. And that was a plant that was very difficult to grow for me. Planted another one and it died. But my hubby touched that one and his green thumb. Yeah. But it's the same idea. This is the same idea, the same plant as this one. But I can tell that this is engrafted because the flowers are looser. That's tighter, the one in the ground. Anyway, bless up yourself, guys.